Hello and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac. Most folks just call me Orange Joe, and we're getting back to it. Yeah, I mean, I got not a whole lot to say to start because I got to figure out who I'm playing as. Well, we could do Lazarus, could do some. We haven't done Samson in a while. I like Samson. He's a fun enough lad, so let's do some Samson here. And I'm gonna start off by showing you the seed. I remembered. So it's 6S03. That's a 0, by the way. C6, Q6. A lot of 6s. So hopefully this run doesn't suck, isn't coist, but I got some stuff I want to talk about. Go figure. I started recording when I wanted to talk. That's usually a good policy, good strategy, but sometimes it isn't. Sometimes I end up wanting to talk and then I go, this sucks, and I go and do something else. So we'll kind of play by ear here. Hopefully it's the good kind of wanting to talk, not the kind that is ever so fleeting. And we'll go well on our way. But the reason I want to talk is because I woke up today at, now you're not gonna believe this, a decent time. I know, hard to believe. I woke up at 7:45 this morning. Now, being fair, I didn't get out of bed until 7:50. So, like, no, I didn't, like, get up at 7:45, but, like, close enough. Come on. Cut me some slack. But, yeah, I woke up early because today was my first day at my new job. And it was an incredibly short day. That's why I'm recording. Because I woke up in the mode of, like, cool, I got a lot to do today. I have to, no, we're not taking that. I have to go do my job, and I want to make a good first impression, blah, blah, blah. Show up, we do literally 40 minutes of paperwork, and then he's like, all right, that's it, we're done. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, that's all I had for you today, because we just have to get the paperwork cleared, so once it is, then you can work. So today, which is a Friday for me, yes, I'm going to spend it on the Tinted Rock. It just is what it is on that one. Small Rock, let's go. Best possible outcome for that right now. Because as Samson, you like kind of, I know you guys know this. I know you're smart. You smart cookies out there, But okay. But Samson especially, you want to use your red hearts as a resource, especially on the first floor of all floors. Like if you can help it, take a little bit of damage and then heal back up, because you're not wasting a deal with the devil. Now if I have like renewable spirit hearts or some such, then yeah, of course I'm gonna be happy to have that. But if we don't, well, worst case scenario, then we're just not gonna have deals, but we also have built in a lot of power as long as we have a lot of red hearts, right? So and because of that, we can take a little bit more damage here. Oop, okay, that's still fine because we still have that half red heart hanging out up. Why are you not doing this? Come to think of it, we have that half red heart hanging out down right before the boss room, so this works out well. And save the spirit heart for next floor. We don't need to go into the shop yet because that's just good play. That's Isaac, baby. you save it for the next floor because you do want to protect your chance to deal with the devil, because ideally, like perfect world scenario, right? You want to have goat head with Samson and then just a ton of red hearts, so that way you can just go absolutely bonkers with boosting your damage for little to no reason. Oops, almost took dumb damage there. But we'll kind of see how it goes. So sorry we're talking so much about Isaac. I want to talk about my day. See, I showed up for work. I had to be at my place of work at 9, so that's why I woke up about an hour and 15 minutes early. And it's not because I wanted to be there super early. It's because, I wake up in the morning, I take a shower. It would be nice to have a bomb. It's all right, though. It's not a biggie. But yeah, I like to wake up, shower. This morning, I decided I would have some coffee and some breakfast, because I was like, I don't know when I'm going to get to eat again, if I'll have a lunch break or whatever have you. And then another Tinted Rock, huh? And it almost might be worth it for us to go to the shop. If we could get a bomb, I think we could borderline guarantee that the shop would be valuable to us, or another penny. One more cent would send us to the shop. One bomb would send us to the shop for sure, because that way we could try and leverage it to get more bombs is the ideal. Jesus juice, not bad. So we're gonna go pick up that spirit heart, and we'll just we won't pop the pill, because even if it is bombs are key, did it anyway, because in my head I was like, well, if it's bombs are key, we're for sure gonna get enough money to go to the shop anyway. And then if it's bombs or key, we go to the shop, probably a key in there, so we wouldn't be at 0 keys. That was my big fear there. But fear no longer. We're leaving. So yeah, so I went to, I reported for my first day, showed up, and you know, said hi to my new boss, and he seems pretty cool. You know, no complaints. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. He seems pretty alright to work with. Like, I haven't obviously actually worked with him yet, but he seems like he will not be a problem to work with. He seems like a decent dude. No complaints on my end from him. And onboarding was really easy. It was just filling out some paperwork. That's why it only took about 45 minutes, because it was just, all we did was the onboarding. That's it. And there was the option for me to have done it before even showing up, which that would have been the crazy part, because I would have shown up with all the paperwork done, he would have just reviewed it and then would have been like, all right, cool, see ya. So it would have been much shorter. Hey, that's actually, I'm not complaining about that. Is it this button? Nope, this button. That's unlimited quote unquote bombs for us. It's like, it's not actually bombs, but it does enough to do the same thing that bombs would do. Yeah, you know, English good, right? It's gonna break pots. It's gonna open up secret room walls if we're standing in the right spot. So I think that wait what is honestly not bad, because it does right now have a benefit for us. If it were Butterbean, I'd be upset, but it's not got a whole lot to complain about, really. So what I'm looking at right now with that job is, looks like it's going to be decent pay, looks like it's going to be decent management, so not a lot, ooh, card, not a lot to complain about there. It looks like it's going to be good hours from what I understand. You know, it's like the earliest I should expect to start on any given day is like at most 9 in the morning. That's not too bad at all. And then other than that, like, yeah, I'm going to be expected to other days show up and work until midnight, but you know, I'll start later then. So all in all, it seems like it's going to be a pretty solid gig. I got not a whole lot to complain about on the off, and I'm hoping that, you know, as time goes on, it'll go well. But I do know for sure that my schedule is going to be like pretty flexible because of the position I'm in. So I'll be expected to move around shifts and kind of deal with that, but it's not end of the world. You feel like a secret room. Feeling isn't everything. So we'll check out the shop. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Restock interests me a lot, actually, because it's not great when you don't have like unlimited money. Wow, that didn't hit, huh? But it is really good when you have some money, because with restock you're able to, if you can get Steam sale and a couple other things, you can really leverage it to your advantage. So we'll pick it up. It might not necessarily pay off for us immediately, soon at all, in that order, but like there's no reason not to, right? It's not gonna hurt us. And worst case scenario, we wasted 15 cents, kind of boohoo. We have, like I said, the ability to crack open any pots we see, so there's a good chance we can get a quarter out of one of them. And if I really wanted to be precious with it, we could do that and look for black markets, crawl spaces, you know, whatever they have in them. And like we could do that. I really wish we had a blood bank or something on this floor. If we had an arcade, that would have been clutch, because there's so many red hearts laying around for us. But you can't always get what you want, you know. Even a demon judgment would go a long way for us before the boss here, and even after. Honestly, if we get a deal with the devil on this floor, I wouldn't complain about a demon judgment. That would do us well. But either way, we're gonna go in and fight Larry Jr. And with wait, what? Larry Jr. is actually kind of like, he's already a pretty easy boss, but he gets destroyed with wait what. And like any piercing effector that can hit multiple spaces at once, these sectional bosses get destroyed. So we'll save that. What do we got? Guppy's Paw and Fear Shot. So that's a damage up, plus enemies might run away from us sometimes. Think about it. Think thunk. We'll go for it. So we'll hit this once. Go like that. Should have hit it twice now. I'm realizing. Wait. No, save it. My brain was like, what if you strength card try to Guppy's Paw? I don't think that combo works, and that's okay. Well, if it's gonna work like that, so we should have hit the strength card up first, and then done what we did, because if you strength card first, you use the strength card heart for sure on the item, and you aren't penalized for it. But it's okay. We have plenty of HP now for the time being. Obviously, we'll need more later, but for now, we're looking good. Pardon me while I hydrate a little. That's good stuff. It's not water. I know. I'm cheating a little bit. But it is body armor, which is really... Alright, well, supposedly good for you, but, you know, like, in moderation, of course. Don't overdo it. But it's got a lot of good stuff for you in it. And it's tasty. Cancer, let's go. Don't walk into the dudes, please. Honestly, I couldn't have expected much better than I think... Like, realistically, out of everything we could have gotten out of a stone chest... Why did I say chest so weird there? Stone chest, I think the cancer trinket is probably, like, the best thing for us right now. Sure, we could have got Cricket's head. Cricket's body. Actually, Cricket's body sucks with the loop, whatever the item is that lets us shoot through walls. So, realistically, I would argue that other than getting Cricket's head, I think we got the best item we could have gotten out of a stone chest right there. Because I don't think stone chests can spawn any item, can they? Because if they can, sure, like Polyphemus, but I really don't think that they can. Yeah, we're kind of crushing on this run. And as far as work goes, like, I don't have a whole lot else to say. It was just weird that my first day was only 45 minutes. Although, I will say, I did put in information on the paperwork wrong. Day one, good way to start. Because I goofed up my bank account number, and I called my bank to, like, reconfirm it, and they're like, well, we can do it over the phone, but... And I was like, well, of course there's a but. And there's nothing wrong with that. I would rather there be an exception rather than them just being like, sure, here it is, and me being like, okay. You know, I don't want to run into a scenario where I feel like, oh, shoot, you know what? We can abuse this a little bit. Why not? What else you got for me? PhD? Yeah, sure. I'll go for PhD. I'll just get a quick doctorate. Why not? All pills being a champion belt would be great. Speed up. Take it. You love it. What are we? We're gonna abuse our power right now. BFF. We don't have anything to use it with, but take it just in case. I mean, we're gonna play this as much as we really see fit. Oh, baby, that's a good item too. Like, obviously, the second we get a stinky item, we won't take it. But hey, give me more. But like, as long as it's gonna keep paying out, oh, placebo plus PhD is kind of happening. I will admit, right now, what is kind of paving the way for us? Hive mind. Well, okay, here's the thing. We're gonna go explore the floor a little bit more, but hive mind I also want, and I will also... Excuse me? Matchstick. Could be worse. I will also go in for hive mind because we have one guppy item and deal with a double precedent and a pretty good amount of HP. So, like, and the cancer trinket. So if we can manage a way to pick up 2 more guppy items, not impossible, not likely, but not impossible, then we are going to absolutely destroy this run, right? BFF, I know is that the best, of course not the best item in the game, but like, getting BFF is good enough for us to be pretty confident that like we could also get a really good buddy. You know, we could get Rotten Baby, top of the list right there. Little Brim. D4, you say? I hate to say it. that does interest me a lot. It could ruin our run, or it could send it into the stratosphere. And the thing is I'm leaning more towards it would ruin the run than it would help it, because we're pretty well off right now, right? But it's also funny to just be like, I don't care, let's go. Nod leave. Also interesting. With an orbital, that wins us the game kind of no matter what, right? Take it no matter what. But if we end up getting an orbital, you just can't lose, right? Like, it'll take a while. you'll be devoting more time than you'd probably care to an Isaac run, but you physically can't lose. You're invulnerable. You? Oh.
Health up.
I mean, you're gonna just give me the health ups like this. Can't say no. We'll use one more. Why? It's not the wisest spend, I know, but because we can carry another one. Oh, okay. Hello, how you doing? So we now can afford Hive Mind, which is cool, and we're gonna go back for it. We're exploring the whole floor because I really was hoping. That was a good call. Not to be like, again, not to be up my butt, but like that just felt like it, and I was like, there's very little chance with us not knowing the room configurations, and with it only being connected to two rooms. Like, there was not a guarantee is what that was. It's hoping for more money, but it's okay. So we're up to 17 cents now, which is pretty good. The strength card, I'm gonna leave it. It's not the end of the world. Like, it would be nice to have it, sure, but also, oh well. You know, I'm not that hurt by not having it, and we can just, you know, we have so much HP now. Okay, yeah, I think I like that, because then we can pick up placebo. I don't think I like Soul Converter. I feel like a little bit of HP though, so yeah, we'll leave Soul Converter on the cutting room floor there. Not super worried about it. Is it? Nope, that's the bomb button. Is this it? That's the button. Sorry, I was trying to find the button and ended up pressing the wrong one. It happens to the best of us. What are you gonna do? You know, I was trying to find the button to change my active item, ended up screwing it up. It happens. Pentagram. Cool. Works for me. Okay, so now go back for the strength card, I guess. We're gonna try and Matchstick isn't bad. Actually, at all, because we have Sackhead. It'd be pretty good. But I still, I think no matter what, Cancer is just gonna be the best trinket for us. And as far as pickup items, like, I'm not really gonna waste time and money from the donation machine to get a pill, even though we have PhD. Like, it's right, it can only be a benefit, but like, how much of a benefit is the thing? If it's Tears Up, couldn't complain, would love to have it. If it's HP up, it's not HP up, we know that. If it's I'm Drowsy or something like that, good for a later floor. Not this floor though. Sorry, hydrating again. If it's okay. You know, if it's any number of things, like, we wouldn't be as excited as could be. By the way, I completely forgot that there was the dice room on that floor. So, like, it is what it is. We're not rerolling. But this run, like, pretty good. So I can't. It's not like I would complain about rerolling this. Like, we have a better person would be able to make this a winning run without picking up a single item after this, right? But we're still Libra. Libra scares me a lot. So we're gonna wait to pick up Libra. And my reasoning for that is, I know we can't get soy milk on this floor. It would be almost impossible for us to get soy milk, right? But my reasoning for waiting is because, stop hitting me. Once we see the shop, there's a chance we get, there it is, an item in there that we would benefit greatly from picking up Libra after picking it up, right? But there's also a chance that we don't, and we won't know until we explore the floor a little bit more, right? Okay, reroll here. 3% HP, not bad, not bad. Buddy in a box with BSF, excuse me, BFF, good. That I want. I do want that because that, again, orbital plus Gnawed Leaf, you can't lose, is the thing. Now, could I lose? Yes. But, like, it's a combination that guarantees you can no longer take damage so long as you sit still. Now, against some bosses, that's much more of a pain than you might think. But against others, it's not. It's really not a big deal because they just track you down, right? So, it's I just want it as an insurance policy against my stupidity. Now, I know I'm getting frustrated about me taking damage. It's entirely my fault, and also, like, not the worst thing in the world. Power Pill. No. I mean, Power Pill's good after we get an orbital, but before we get an orbital, not good enough. Strength card obviously isn't doing anything for us either, but here we are. So, like, us taking damage is at least giving us money and getting us closer to that potato peeler, so we have cube of meat. And with how much HP we have, honestly, we could get, you know what, going for a 4th tier cube of meat sounds insane, but isn't, because then our orbital, quote unquote, will track down the boss for us, so we can just not move and it'll actually not take forever. So now that I'm thinking about with how much red heart, like, advantage we have, I really think that we would be insane not to just go for it on this floor. And that's, you know, again, I know I've said this probably in this video or at least recently, but your mileage may vary on that one. If you're playing this run along with me, you might not make any of the decisions I make. You might have re-rolled. If you did, I want to hear about it because I want to know if I screwed up by not taking it or if I was a genius for not taking it. But it is what it is on that front, right? Like, I just forgot, so I didn't do it. But being fair, this run is pretty strong, and now that we have, all right, and now that we have a guaranteed top tier cube of meat, I think we can't, like, this is a done deal. This is a win. Crocodile done deal here. But we just need that extra penny is the thing. Just one more centavo, por favor. Now, being fair, I could just take some damage to guarantee it, but, like, where's your sense of adventure, dude? Why not live dangerously? Bombs are key. Do I want 22 bombs? No, I don't think I do. I'm thinking like having 9 bombs and a lot of keys. The tick. Stay far away from me, sir. That damage was stupid, I'll admit, but you didn't stop me, so who's the real idiot? Yeah, that's what I thought. Gotcha. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm talking so much about Isaac now, but, like, I'm enjoying this run a lot. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I think that you better be too. No, I think that it's a lot more fun to talk about Isaac when I'm enjoying it rather than talking about Isaac when I'm angry at it. Because, like, this is just a powerful run at this point. Okay, not necessarily at this quote unquote point, but as soon as I have that cube of meat, if I lose, it's entirely my fault. Like, literally, the game is blameless. It gave me every opportunity to win. Was that a complete guess? Yes. How could you tell? But it was a good guess because it got me in here. Why not? Go crazy. Live a little. I almost popped the strength card just to go even more crazy, but I was like, that's too crazy. That's a little too much because we have 21 damage. Like, why? Oh, okay. Hello. You did the, like, I'm not shooting kind of blur around, and then you did the, by the way, I'm shooting though, and I just suddenly was taking damage, and it scared me. So it is what it is on that front. Sorry. Oh, we made it out okay after that. And blow this up because you'll have pills. What do you got? Something's wrong. Fair enough. I can see forever. Cool. We'll find the second secret room. Speed up. Take it. Why not? Let's move on. So we're gonna go pick up potato peeler. We're gonna use it 4 times, and it's gonna put us a little low on HP, but it's okay. Don't be scared. 2, 3, and a 4th. Super Meat Boy. I did it. Achievement. Let's go. Hey, buddy. So now we roll for some HP. There we go. Look at that. And we have restock, so we get 2, baby. Let's go. Yeah, I just remembered that we have placebo, so we could have could have held on. I almost said hanged on. Mini mush, let's go. Why not? Libra, we have Libra. At the boss. Forgot we haven't picked up Libra yet. And I think that after, I think picking up Mini Mush first is better, because I think if you, oh, but the stat up pills. Synth Oil becomes an all stats upgrade, so don't take that yet. Come in here. The altar. No. The altar, okay, so the altar is very interesting, because I don't know how it works with a Super Meat Boy, but I'm pretty sure it only gives you one item. And the thing is I'm not willing to go back and not have a cube of meat at the level it's at, so we're not going to pick that up. And actually, we're going to drop the cancer trinket because it's also an all stats upgrade when you pick it up while having Libra. I'm using my thinker on this one because I am going to pick up Libra. Is it the best decision? Oh, shoot. Something just hit me. So we're gonna have a massive damage downgrade going to the next floor, like a big damage downgrade. That's gonna put all of our stats pretty far down, but you know what, okay, being fair, it should equalize our regular damage pretty high. So we're gonna, yeah, all of our stats are gonna get boosted. Oh, the damage downgrade might not be that bad now that I'm seeing it like that, because our damage was so high. So this is an all stats up. Yep. Not by that much. A little disappointed, but it's okay. And then this is an all stats up. Okay, now here comes the scary part. I don't know how much damage we're about to lose, or how much stats period we're about to lose. I truly don't. I'm gonna check what this pill is, by the way. Right, we knew that. I'm scared. It might be a bad decision, and that might ruin our run too, but it's okay. We're just gonna go on, see how bad it is, see how bad it gets. Okay, honestly, that's fine. I think I think it leaves us statistically worse than we were before, but now every time we take damage, we're gonna like be buffed by quite a bit. Oh, okay, hello. Hey, that guy started moving pretty quick. So every time we take damage, all of our stats go up, right? Not just damage. So like we're gonna deal less damage as a direct result of that, period. But what makes you small? Take it. If we stop just taking it, use the placebo too. Sorry, I'm trying to. Is that an ancient recall or a giant growth or an arrow lock? I wonder. Did I screw this up real bad? Yeah, I did. Wow. I thought that would work. Take the damage. Who cares? It's an ancient recall, which is great. Why use it in there though? Great question. Couldn't tell you. Emperor. Well, we want that. Cricket's head, yes. Ooh, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like that. Well, we're gonna hang on to the Emperor, most indeedly, and then we're gonna get out of here. Fires when blown up, I don't think do the thing, but we're gonna check. Yeah, didn't do the thing. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Why? Okay. Skeleton key, very rare, can't fly. Could have taken the Spirit of the Night on the last floor, but the way I looked at it was like, well, we already have an equivalency of spectral tiers, so like flight can't be worth that much. But instantly and suddenly proven wrong. We have BFF. Sorry, I know you know, and I know I knew, but it just sunk into me how great a 4th tier cube of meat is with BFF. Check this out. He's gonna stand still. He's gonna do all the work for me. Sorry, I know that was common knowledge. I knew it, but it just sunk into me that that's why our Meat Boy is so friggin' like stocky and beefy. I mean, I guess beefy is like the wrong word, right? But we'll still hang on to the Emperor. Like having the Sun card's nice and all, and mapping it again is actually super nice. But so what? You know what else is nice? Other things. What are we on? Necro 1? Okay, so yeah, it's worth it to pick up the money is what I was really getting out of that. Sorry, got scared. What's over here? Take a look. But yeah, I was like wondering, like, because Super Meat Boy just felt better than normal, and I was like, man, he's just putting in work right now. And it's because we have BFF. Never, ever, ever let my stupidity shock you. Just don't. You'll be better off for it. We'll all be stronger if you realize that I am an idiot. And it's okay. Okay, I know. I know. You know. We all know. It just is that way. And, you know, the sooner we can agree on that, the sooner we can all live happily ever after, right? Pop that. Why? Just cause. Yeah, sure. Spend a bomb and a key for that. Key for these. Why not? Yeah, we're just going nuts here. So this is bloat. Okay, actually, you know what? Stand still. Do the do nothing strat, because I hate the bloat. And so this is like this is me saying that the bloat is better than me. Hands down, the bloat could beat me in a fight. But he can't beat me in a fight when I'm invincible. The spoon. Sure. What do you got? Krampus. So again, we could just cower out of this fight, and if he starts doing scary stuff, we will. But for now, I don't think we have a lot to worry about. Hey, Meat Boy, you wanna? All right. Well, thanks for the help, buddy. Lump of Coal's actually great with Transcendent Tears or whatever it's called. Like really good, but. So I don't mean to be rude. It's just they are really good, but like how much shooting at bad guys are we expected to do for the rest of this run, right? Everything from this point out is kind of like contingent on like, hey, how scary is this boss? Pretty scary? All right, don't do anything. Let Meat Boy handle it. And if it's not very scary, then we handle it. Oh, there's a tiny one. So here, you see how big our tears are getting if you just let them kind of go? So that's kind of why I was saying Lump of Coal's really good with having the tears that go through everything. But it's not the biggest deal in the world either, because that's I can see forever, yeah? No, it's one make. Stop just taking it. You have the ability to take pills twice. Why are you not using it? You believe this guy? Oh, how dumb he's playing this game? You think he's like not even a pro Isaac player or whatever? And you'd be right. You'd be right for thinking that. Get me out of here. But like, I just like, is it like a huge benefit to be tiny? Not really. It's more funny than anything. I just want to prove to you that you can get invisible, because I like being invisible. It's fun. But guillotine, I kind of hate guillotine. That's why we take it. Because like this run's already really good, and it's a second orbital is all it really is, and it makes our shots a little bit harder to land, which like boo-hoo. Again, how much shooting are we doing? So if we have another orbital, like all it's doing is benefiting us another orbital. Now again, the thing is if we do become invisible, I don't actually know what the hitbox on that orbital will be, but it won't matter. I won't have to worry about it because we're gonna be invisible and tiny and invincible. So we'll be unable to be seen and unable to be vinced. Take that, Vince. What are you gonna do? You can't do it. I just won. This is how I win. Says Joe, says Adam Sandler. There's other lines from that movie that I could quote as well, but it would be improper of me to do so. It'd be unladylike for me to say other lines from that movie that I know, because I haven't seen that movie. Heard it's really good. I have to see it. I will see it, just not yet. Got other stuff going on. I'm recording videos. Get off my back. I'm busy. I'm working on it. Yeah. Does a mom hand grab a stone Isaac? I don't think a mom hand does. Whoa, don't get hit by that. Oh! You fiend! You blew it up! It's okay. We're alright. It's not the end of the world. We'll just make our way back there. But we also now know where the boss fight is, which is kind of what we've been fishing for, and also we've been fishing for our shop, which we're hoping. Does that reset you permanently? I think it does. Yeah. why I'm looking for the shop is because we have a lot of money, and I'm really hoping it's not an ultra greed fight. That'd be a really big pain right now, because we have restock and resources to take advantage of restock. So if you can use, jeez, I'm almost walking into everything. I instinctively like pulled back on the stick right there because I was like, hey, I'm gonna walk on spikes again like an idiot. And if I hadn't stopped myself and walked out of that room, I probably would have. But because there was like something preventing me from doing that physically in that room, in that gap right there, I happened to not walk on spikes because we're too fast. We're too fast for our own good. I'm just gonna get myself hurt is the problem. I'm the problem. So we do have a real shop with a reroll machine and a joker. We're gonna take some HP. We have to rock the Emperor, so we're just gonna pop the Joker. Death List, no thank you. I'm good. I know people like Death List. I don't. it's the problem. Present. We'll take it and use it. Could even be a good item. Whoops. Nuns have it. Okay. Not great, but okay. We'll take it. Keep rolling, brother. What do you got? Sure, we'll take this because we have the gazebo. Something's wrong. Infested, pretty good, and power pill. So we'll double up on infested, but we obviously need a battery charge, which we have. So you go like this button, and then you come up here, and then you pick that up, and then you go like that, and then you go like that. I'm an idiot. I pressed the wrong button. Everyone point and laugh at the idiot because he presses the wrong button. So we already know what that pill is, so don't pick it up. I'm an embarrassment, dude. That's a good pill. Remember. Oh. They're all laughing at you, Joe. They're all making fun of you. Hey, it's the same pill. Okay, so you go like this first. Is the real deal. What are you? I can see forever. Just take it.
I can
Yeet it.
see forever.
And then another battery charge? No. Just take it. Take the pill. Take the pill, walk away. Is the thing. So I was hoping to get more out of that shop with like 60 funny monies or whatever we had, but it didn't work out that way. Okay, well now we can reroll for more pills. Because that's, I don't even know what you are. Just take it. Balls of steel. Actually really good. But again, we don't care about our HP.
Steel.
We have unlimited HP if we just don't move. Just sit still, forehead, and you win. What are you? Sure. We move so fast and are so small that it's becoming hard for me to pick up anything. I can't figure out where I am. But now, this room. Sit still. Don't do anything. Let the mom hands just fall on you and die. Every time. Should be one more. No? Alright. Have faith that that's it. Alright, and it was. So that worked out really well. You know what I see? Money. And a pill. And no money, excuse me? Ever get the feeling you've been cheated? Knew it wouldn't do anything, but figure I'd take it. Take it for some giggles. And you know what? Take this. Take a whole lot of Meat Boy damage because I don't feel like getting stomped on. Champion mom. Is the thing. There we go. We're doing, doesn't matter, but we're gonna do Polaroid Path because we should have done Dark Path, being completely honest with you. Because the Dark Path is harder and the Lamb is harder. So that's a mistake because we have a 1 run, but it's okay. It's fine. Samson's a good enough character to where it's not the worst case scenario. Teleport this floor. Teleport next. Teleport chest. Teleport. I think because we have a visible map, don't use it on this floor. Wait until a floor where you just have no idea what the map looks like. So, you know, and if we don't use it by the cathedral, we'll use it on the cathedral, I think. just to get to Isaac right away, because the cathedral floor, I would argue, is harder than the chest floor, even though the chest floor is like full of bosses. You know, I think that the chest ain't too bad. Plus, with plenty of keys, like, we can open every chest on the chest and not worry about it. Left hand. No. Like, yeah, we have a guppy item, but if the left hand came way, and I mean way earlier, sure, okay. You would have had me sold, but over cancer even, for sure, because it would have, it could have been guppy, and guppy is better than the cancer trinket, but you're playing in potentials over a certainty. Yeah, we're gonna get this pill out of here, because I don't know what yellow is. What are you? Another I can see forever. We'll just take it.
Forever.
No harm in just a little pill, you know, just a little addiction as a treat. Hey, look at that. So the pill benefited us. Okay, I mean, in no large way. I hate to say it, but like it didn't really matter, right? It gave us the ability to get a couple more bombs. Is really all it did for us. And a key, but at 28 keys and 40 something bombs, I could not be. I wouldn't even get out of bed for 4 bombs and a key right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, couldn't be bothered. Yeah, I mean, as far as like the day goes, a big part of why I'm recording this, because I got up in that I mentioned this before, but I got up in that kind of like I gotta go do stuff mode, and then was kind of just told like, hey, go home. And I'm like, well, but it's awake time, it's do things time, it's be productive right now time. And like, it's hard to trick myself into doing that with YouTube, because because it's not a job, it's a hobby. So like, I don't feel like I have to be productive for YouTube in its own way, right? Like when I'm left to my own devices, I'm not, pretty commonly I'm like, I'm not doing YouTube unless I'm like in the mood for YouTube. But with work, I've always been able to just be like, hey, it's work time, go do work. It's not an option, it's not a question, you just show up and you do it, right? It's I've somehow tricked my brain into just accepting that work is different, period. And of course, like, that is true, but it's, I don't know, knowing my brain with the way it is, it sounds like, yeah, duh, you show up and you do your job because you're paid to do it. But I have to convince myself of that fact instead of just being able to just go and do, right? It's not as easy as just, hey, show up and do your job. It's a little bit more complicated than that with me at times, you know, where I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm contending with my own mental health and contending with, you know, my desire to do literally emphatically nothing all day. I'd be, you know, some days I'm just like, hey, I just think I'm gonna stare at a wall all day today. Why? It's not like it brings me joy, it's just that's all I can handle. So, you know, sometimes it just be like that. And oh my. And like with work mode, I've managed again to trick myself into just being like, that's not an option today, because you have another orbital, huh? I mean, fair enough, but kind of stinky. And we got the devil deal. Didn't deserve it, but we got it. Don't want it, but we got it. But yeah, no, because I tricked myself into work mode when I woke up today and was like, all right, get up on time. Because, okay, here's a good reference for you. Good frame of reference. With my like schedule as just a person, right? No matter what I want to do during a day, I can't convince myself just to wake up at a time. Like, if it's just for me, my brain does not activate for me, like, period. So like, I all week long I've set alarms to try and adjust to my new, like, needing to be up at 7 in the morning, 7:45, closer to 8, right? No need to sugarcoat it. I was waking up nearly at 8. So with that, I had set alarms to try and wake up at even 9 in the morning throughout the week, just to like try and readjust and feel less fatigued and everything like that when the time came to actually wake up at 8 or so. And I couldn't, like, it's not that I turned the alarms off, it's not that I was choosing not to is that I did not wake up. So all of the alarms I had set were just going off for however long they go off for, with the repeat timer set, and kept going off. Because it's like, it's go off for, keep it in the secret room. Okay. Right, I was wrong. It's go off, I think they go off for a minute or 2 minutes consecutively, and then take like a 3-minute break and then go off again. Or something like that. I don't remember exactly how my alarms work, right? I'm not a, like, I don't follow it that closely, but they're set to the max volume. It's the loudest ringtone I have on my phone. Like, they just go off. Excuse me for a moment. I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back with you. I'm back. Did you miss me? Probably not, because it was literally instantaneous for you, and almost for me. Someone called and they're like, hey, can I speak to Jackie? I'm not Jackie. And Jackie never had my phone number. You want to know how I know? Because I was given this phone number when I was 11 years old. Now, before you go, wow, you had a phone when you were 11? Which, okay, another thing I should mention, that's going to depend on your... Really hoping it was a one makes you small. That's going to depend on your generation. Because I was talking to my... Wait. Stand still. Thank you. I was talking to my new boss, and he was like... He's like, wow, I didn't get a phone until I was 18. But here's the thing, he's older than me. So him having a phone at 18 was actually him getting a phone in 2008. And I'll have you know, this is gonna probably give away a little bit too much about how old I am. Sorry. But in 2008, I was 11. So I was also getting my first phone then. And I know that that's gonna sound kind of crazy, because for some people I know, because I know some people who have kids that are, you know, being around more recent than me is what I should really put it as, because what were they? They were not a decade younger than me, but pretty close to around, you know, 8 to 8, so somewhere around 8 years younger than me or so. And are you my pill? Balls of steel. You know, that's good enough. That is good enough for me to take twice here. Balls of steel. So, like, you know, they were getting phones when they were quite young, but that was a generational thing, right? I know, like, I've heard of kids who were, you know, like 7 years old that have phones, and that is insane to me. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is kind of a weird time to bring up this point of conversation, but if/when I have kids, because it's not a guarantee, right? You never know. But if I have kids, I intend to restrict access to the internet. And I don't mean entirely. I wouldn't be like crazy about it, but a lot. Like, I would have to curate their early internet experiences for a long time as they were welcomed into the internet, right? There would be a lot of curation, and even on sites or services that specifically are like, hey, we already have curated tabs that you don't have to monitor. I still would, right? Because like caves are now dank. Heck yeah, brother. Let's get it. And going up. Because you guys probably know, but like the whole Anna or Elsa and Spider-Man stuff that went around, like that's, yeah, it's on a kid tab, but it's not kid appropriate. We all know it. They knew it, but YouTube was just like, eh. So like it's a lot to do with that. And not to mention, like, there's also been a lot of statements from people in tech industry, right, who, by the way, am I a coward? Yeah, get over it. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna come fight me? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm invincible. Sorry, idiot. But no, look at like people in the tech industry. You know, Bill Gates. Look at not like other heads of like people who work at Google, people who work at like any kind of big tech company. They almost exclusively have a very similar story where they're like, yeah, no, my kids are, why are you suddenly moving so fast? Where they're like, yeah, no, my kids are not allowed to access any of this stuff, because they know better than anyone the predatory stuff they're doing when it comes to advertising and, you know, data collection and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to like decry all these services and websites and things. I'm not trying to seem like a tinfoil hat kind of guy. It's just that, like, as an adult, I kind of accept that when using, that was lucky, when using a lot of these services that I do, including YouTube, I am aware and can acknowledge what data they're collecting. I can understand it, and I can give consent to that, but a kid can't, and they don't, you know, they won't necessarily have cancer's good, the item, not the, you know what I mean. Don't use that against me. That's Capricorn anyway. So I thought we were using freaking the thing anyway. So just go for it, dude. Go crazy. Go nuts. See what they're gonna do about it. Nothing. Can't do anything. So that's how I hope to deal with this one. Curved horn. Is it a stat up or stat down? 175, 1.88.08 versus more. Okay. I mean less. Yeah, no more. So like it's something where I like a kid isn't gonna understand why that sort of stuff is super important, and plus, like, man, I grew up with unrestricted internet access, and it like, okay, yes, I turned out quote unquote fine, but there's, you know, to me, fine isn't good enough. When I know better and know what I would be subjecting an innocent mind to with unrestricted, unrequited access to other people's horrible tendencies online, I know that shouldn't be completely unlimited. I'm aware of that, and I'm happy to admit that. And I think that you need to be mindful when it comes to your internet access, because it's going to play a horrible role on your mental health if it's completely like unfiltered and unstopped, right? Sure, hit me, see if I care. Monster Manuel. Nah, I ain't picking it up. He ain't getting bookworm anyway. But like I know the toll it can take based on what you can see, and you know, I just don't want that for if I have a kid. And I know that it's gonna seem strict or harsh for people who don't view it similarly, right? You're gonna be like, hey, that's like, why? You know, if you did turn out fine. But there's a school of thought that I subscribe to. That's the one I'm looking for. That's like, you know, saying that you turned out fine is an admission that you didn't. Saying that you turned out okay is saying that the amount of, like, you know, trauma and what, and like, no, I'm not saying that the internet is necessarily traumatizing. It can be. You get into the wrong sites and stuff like that, yeah, you can mess yourself up for sure with some of the stuff that you're seeing, either before you're prepared or before you can understand, or even like stuff you would never want to see. You know, I was definitely part of the generation that quickly discovered how certain websites are like, hey, by the way, want to see someone die? And then you did. And like, that's morbid and awful, and I don't think anyone should really be subjected to that unless they know what they're getting into, right? Like, if someone wants to see that, I don't know why you do, but that's like the only case in which I'm like fine, I guess. If you really demand to see that, I can't stop you. But like, you know, when you don't know what you're getting into, when you're a kid or whatever have you, and you're just like looking around on sites, you know, maybe someone recommended it to you because they're like, oh, this site's so cool because it's got something else on it. That's what happened to me. It was someone was like, hey, check out this site. It's got what was it? It was music. It was like, hey, it's got all this sweet music on it, and it did. It was a good site for music, but it also had other tabs and things that were like, but if you end up going on this tab, even on accident, it'll ruin your day and week in life. You know, so it's something where you have to be careful with that, and having experience in it personally means that I know it's bad out there, and I would not want. I wouldn't want my experience to be the norm. I would want it to be better. And I think that curation and obviously, like, it's going to depend on the kid too, right? If you have a kid who's smart enough to understand these things at whatever point you trust them to, then fine, trust them. You know, you're going to have to trust them eventually. You can't just say, never, I will always be your internet. I will always be the person who sets your restrictions on your internet. Like, no, that's ridiculous. Eventually you're going to have to give it, and everyone's going to have a different point at which they give into that, of course. that's natural, that's part of it. But on the other hand, like, you can't, I couldn't imagine starting with unrestricted access. Right, just stop. I couldn't do it because I know what it can do. Oops. We're good. And I know what it has done. And I want better for any kid I would have. I would want them to be, this is a huge floor, by the way. I'm not complaining because it's giving me more time to develop this thought for better or for worse. But like, it's just a big one, isn't it? But yeah, no, it's just like, there's something to be said, I think, about how a lack of understanding and awareness will cause a lot of ill to happen in someone's life. So like, no, that's just a stat down. 2 HP up, sure, but it's also a statistical all stats down. I was gonna say statistical downgrade. That's why I use the term stat twice in that, and we're going for it. Yeah, yeet. Let me get it, bud. What do you got? What you got? There's something to be said, I think, for that, because Golden God, huh? I don't know what that achievement does. I'll have to look into it. But there's something to be said about that, right? Like, where if you don't understand something and you just let someone else figure it out, without any looking into it on your own, especially as a parent, right? If your kids are just doing whatever and you don't know, there's a lot that they could be getting into that could hurt them mentally or physically, and especially online, right? There's a lot of predatory people out there, a lot of predatory websites, and not to mention, like, I've heard a lot of horror stories of people having credit cards bound to accounts that then suddenly have thousands of dollars in charges. That working at GameStop, you see that more than I'd care to admit. But no, I just hope that I can help curate a better future for any child I might have, and in so thinking that, I would have to help curate that and help guide them. And I think that a lot of guidance can go a long way. Now, are they going to accept it? I don't know. I have no way of knowing that, but I'm hopeful, and that's kind of important. But I hope that that you guys really, I know this is like a weird time to do this. Is at the end of the episode, by the way. Thank you for bearing with me. But I hope that if you are listening to this and you haven't really thought about data collection or your internet habits, or the potential of where the internet has gone wrong for a lot of people, I hope that this gives you a chance to kind of reflect on that. Think about social media. Think about how it affects you. Is it for the better or for the worse? If it's for the worse, distance yourself from it, please. And there's a lot to be said about that. I think that you can lead a very healthy life by moving away from social media. And I'm not saying that you have to. I'm on social media. Check out Orange Joe on Twitter at most folks. He'll be there. Haha. But no, like, it's something where I've heard a lot of people who either take a temporary break or a complete break, or completely curate their experience by muting words or getting rid of people in their timeline, stuff like that. Who they have a notable better time in life because they're away from social media. And there's a lot to be said about, like, the social paradigm that's set up by the natural state of needing to get the most stats. You want to see the number go up, right? You want more likes, you want more retweets, you want more favorites, or whatever have you, more followers, more friends. And as these numbers go up, it starts breeding an unhealthy competitive mind that some people handle quite well and are well adjusted to, but other people can't and don't. And then it becomes a parasocial relationship with an internet entity that you don't want. So just take a second, from me to you, take a second just to reflect on your social media time, even YouTube. I mean that genuinely. Anything that you spend time doing, video games, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, if you're doing it, whatever it is you're doing, take time and just think about if it's improving your state of mind, improving how you feel, And if it isn't, or at least keeping the status quo, which as long as the status quo is at least above grade, right? If you're like happy and you're doing something and it doesn't make you worse, then you're fine. But if you're like bad and whatever you're doing is like, it's whatever, then seek to improve. But if you're doing something and like going on social media just bumps you out, distance from it. It'll feel good. You know, if you're playing games and you're stuck in a rut with them, take a break. I've done it plenty of times. So just look after yourself. Take care of yourselves. You know, think about things in a little bit of a bigger picture, and specifically make sure that you're in that frame, because you deserve to be. You deserve to be the main focus of your own picture. And sure, you can add other people to it. You can add a lot of stuff inside that frame, but first and foremost, you got to be there. And I hope you're taking care of yourselves. And I'll do my best to take care of myself. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. See ya.